everybody, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. It's coffee time. I need a sip. I just got finished opening some very, very emotional friend mail, which I'm sure you'll see first on the main channel, but it was very, very thoughtful and lovely. It was very emotional, so I look like a, ooh. I thought this morning, let me get sanitizer because I'm gonna eat. Gotta have breakfast with you too. I'm feeling a little ready to eat and have my morning meds. I slept in a bit, which means I'm gonna have to adjust my other meds today. And I think I just realized that I didn't take my morning meds now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I have not been taking pain medication for the last few days. I have been trying to keep it for when I need it. I know that sounds stupid, but when I feel I need it. Now, that's not being said that if you have cancer and you had a tumor and you had a knee replacement and all these things or whatever it is that, I was trying to remember which ear feels better. Okay. If you have a similar situation, it doesn't mean that you won't still need your pain medication. It's just that I feel like I don't need it. So don't judge yourself based on me. We should never do that anyway. There's too much of us judging each other for things that we should really just be accepting each other for in this world. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Okay. I have the squeezy peanut butter because the little cup of peanut butter is usually not enough to use with a whole apple. Let me just get the other thing of peanut butter. Nope. Do I not have any more in here? Is this what this is? Yes, okay. My last one in here. So I thought it would be nice to have breakfast together. I wanted to talk a little bit more about one of my new routines, vlogging. It's a new if you guys have had cancer, you know. If you're on strong medication, you know. If you've been pregnant, you know. I hear pregnancy brain is real too. I don't know what I'm trying to say. A strong indication? No. It could be strong indication. So anyway, I realized that it's something that I have to readjust my life to. Like, so I vlog, and vlogging used to look one way, and now it looks like totally different. And that's what I meant. Maybe a strong indication is right, that I needed a change. I don't know if you guys are interested in watching me do this with no glasses, but you really do it by feel, not by looks much anyway. You just always have to keep your thumb, you don't put your thumb between you and the blade. Or you don't put the apple between you and the blade. You put your thumb between you and the hilt. So, if that makes any sense. So even if I slip, the blade's not going into my thumb. My thumb's going into the hilt. Anyway, I digress. The way that vlogging is going to look from now on, or from now to the immediate future, is here or at the couch. I did get my doctor's appointment moved, which I don't know if I mentioned last night. I only had a few minutes to talk. I really was not feeling well last night. So I apologize about the short vlog for those of you who look forward to like having breakfast with me or coffee with me in the morning. I know I have a friend who says that, you know, she basically, you know, says I can come do all the things as soon as I'm done listening to the vlog. The vlog's really short. She's like, man. Anyway, apple core. Me and my sisters would play this thing as apple core. What you basically do is you say apple core, and the next person says Marjorie Door, and you say, who's your friend? And then you call the friend out, and then you throw the apple core at them. I don't know if that works with apples. That I will wash this later, by the way. I wash it every time I'm done using it. I don't want it to get ruined, but I'm also not gonna, I don't do it while I'm eating. I do it after, because I don't want to get the cleaner around all over my apple. So then I just take a piece of the thin apple and I dip. Anyway, I don't know where it started, but we've been doing it since I was little. My sister Jane might know. I feel like she always knows things. I feel like she's our family historian. I mean, she's the oldest girl. And that's part of it. She's been around the longest, but she also has been interested to ask. At the family picnic, she takes the time to sit and listen to stories and ask questions. I feel very intrusive when I ask people questions about themselves. Not always, but most of the time. Which is why I don't want to seem like I'm not interested. It's just, honestly, I'm very interested. I just don't want to be intrusive. But she has a way about it that she just doesn't ask that way. I've tried, you know, successfully, I should say, over the years to incorporate that way of asking into my repertoire. But I think the fact that not only is she older, but even at her when she was 25 was way more mature than me than I was when I was 25, if that makes any sense. In my opinion, anyway. She's always been a very level-headed. It seemed that way to me. But she was my big sister, so. And she still is. I mean, at the time, that's... I wonder if... I have mentioned before that there were some things my family didn't share with me. As I was growing up, they protect the baby, protect the baby. As you can tell, I'm a very emotional person. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. But I'm not sure if that's what it was. But obviously she's really been put in charge of more things. It's gonna sound weird, but and this might be a cop-out. For my sisters might think it's a cop-out. But I almost feel like I wasn't given permission to grow up till my mother passed away. I wasn't a rebellious teenager till I was 18 or whatever. I had 6 good months when my mom was sick that I really learned what it means to be there for others. And then, of course, after she passed, everything changed. So, as far as being there for others is concerned. Yeah. If you see me do this, that means my mouth hurts. And usually that's around when there's a peel. Sometimes the peel scrapes the inside of my mouth. Anyway, Jim went to his party. He wrapped a present. They had a white elephant gift exchange. I don't know. I don't know how many people participate normally. This is his first year working for the company. And his first Christmas party, so. They also had an ugly Christmas sweater contest, but he just wore his Deadpool Christmas sweatshirt. I'm sorry. That one hurt. The piece was a little too thick. I literally bit off more than I could chew. So anyway, in discussing, come in. Hi.
I didn't know Jim's party was today. I got a hair appointment for 11:30, and then can go do pickup. And
yeah, his party's over at 1, so we'll be all right.
Okay, well, I'll probably.
Yeah, then, that's what I'm saying. But I mean,
you got everything you need.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So we had realized afterwards that wasn't a good idea for me to go. However, we were supposed to go to the Dollar Tree first this morning. And of course that didn't happen. The fact that I wasn't feeling good yesterday just made it worse. And the fact that I wasn't feeling good yesterday and I slept late this morning. I mean, I say I slept late, but really, got up at 4. Back to sleep at 6. Woke up at 7:30. Fell back to sleep. Woke up at 10. So, I have to sleep when I can sleep. A lot of people with this condition and on this medication have insomnia. It happens. Comes with a lot of anxieties. Anxieties you don't even realize you have. Sorry, that was a piece of peel I'm trying to break up so it doesn't hurt me. Anxieties you don't even realize you have. And what I mean by that is, like, I don't realize that my brain is keeping me up. Planning what if the future, you know? And what if the future means, like, what will happen in the future? What will happen this? What happens when the cancer, what happens in 3 months when I get a scan and the medication isn't working as well? What happens? The medication is working better than it is. It's not always negative either. And just worrying. Not worrying, but even thinking about it. To me, worrying and anxiety have taken on, they're very negative connotations, but just thinking on something. You know, I've always had the prepare for the worst, hope for the best sort of mentality. And to me, thinking about the worst case scenario is how I prepare for it. Now, it's not holding on to negative thoughts. It's doing appropriate things with them. It's thinking about them, creating a solution to the possible negative scenario, and then letting them go, because now I have a solution. And it actually is one of the things that helps me let them go. If I can't come up with a solution, then my brain will constantly focus on it. Why? What can we do? What can we do if this happens? What can we do if this happens? And once I have a solution in place, my brain actually lets the things go. It's like if you lived in an apartment building or a 2-story house, and you ever saw a video on the news of someone whose family died in a 2-story house, your brain immediately goes to, like, we have to have an emergency plan of how to get out. And until you get your emergency ladders or get your fire drill in place, you could constantly worry. Even though you have a plan, if you don't have a way to execute the plan, or if it's not complete, then you still will have that worry. Now, will you have that worry afterwards? I don't know. Some people do. But for me, I don't. We had the apartment in the group home that we worked at. It had 3 bedrooms upstairs and a bathroom. And then down like 3 stairs was a level that had our apartment on it. And down the flight of stairs was the front door. I had a secondary egress out of, like, basically the staircase ran to the kitchen from my apartment. We were never told to practice with the ladies about going down that secondary egress, because if my door is ever locked, or if the manager's door is ever locked, or the live-in door is ever locked, then they can't get out that way. But we were never taught, they were never taught them the second way of getting out. Which bothered me. We also never taught them they had fire doors on all their doors that were rated for 30 minutes. On Long Island, 30 minutes, your house would be put out. Your house could be put out in 30 minutes in Long Island. So we never taught them to, like, hunker down. Stay in the fire door. Open the window. We didn't teach them that. Which I feel like we should have. Because if that was my personal house and those were my children, I would have taught them that. But they didn't want to get them confused. which I can understand, but geez. Now, we did teach them if once they came down the stairs, the front door was blocked, how to get out other doors. There were actually 4 doors on the first level. The front door, the living room door, the hallway door, and the kitchen door. But it's scary to think of sometimes, you know? And then when I stopped working there, even worse, you know? They probably weren't worried about it too much because it was so far, the front door was so far away from the kitchen. I guess. But who knows? Hopefully it's not something they'll ever have to know. Good news for you guys is less piece of apple. Not this one. This one. My mother was in the fire department, volunteering, my brother and my sister, and I was too for a short time. In Island Park, it's a volunteer fire service. There's no paid firemen in Island Park. The next town over was Long Beach. It was a city. It was the way it was called, the city of Long Beach. We were in a town, an incorporated village. They had paid firemen. They also had volunteers, but they had paid firemen too. The church where I taught religious education, I taught catechism for 15 years. They never had fire drills before my mom. My mom started teaching, and they went ahead and they incorporated fire drills into their curriculum. She also helped out with the fire safety at school. You know, the elementary school. So, but anyway, all this is just part of my family history, I guess. A little bit of Island Park history, but mostly my family and the worrying. Now, I can't tell you that nobody in my family worries. But I think part of the ability to let go is when you lived, and obviously we've never had the worst case scenarios. We've never been homeless, thank God. Food insecurity and having your electricity cut off at times and your water shut off at times. You know, it makes you appreciate, you know, you survive it. You know, death of a parent, we survived. And birth of a child, we survived. And death of a child, we survived. I mean, granted, he's 38 years old, but still, we survived. We're still surviving, I should say. It is, I guess it teaches you what's truly important. And it's kind of along the don't sweat the petty things. And don't pet the sweaty things, but don't sweat the petty things. Don't sweat the small stuff. Because you realize that you survived the biggest stuff. That, you know, if my hair is not going to lay right today, it ain't going to be the worst thing in the whole world, you know. People are going to make fun of the fact that I'm going bald. Whatever. That is like nothing. That is like nothing in the grand scheme of things. I have freaking giant foreign things growing in my body. I really don't care that I'm losing my hair. Whatever. I have a stage 4 renal cell carcinoma. I really don't care that my teeth are falling out of my mouth. I don't care. What I have to focus on right now is my health, and I have to focus on taking the best care of myself that I can, and not worried about whatever anybody else thinks about how I look. And then what I do on the YouTubes, because it's not important to me. What's important to me is that I come on here every day and we connect, and that I remind you that you're loved, and that I feel the love from you, which is just amazing. I remind you that I'm grateful for you, and I remind myself how grateful I am for the position that I'm in. Do I know that what the future holds or what tomorrow will bring? No, I don't. You know, nobody really does. And we could prepare for it, but really we have no idea. So I'm going to enjoy today for what it is. I kind of said to Jim, I'm like, sometimes I just feel like I'm just living. I'm going through the motions. But sometimes I feel like I have life. So I started to say before about going to Jim's party was that I was supposed to go to the Dollar Tree today. We were supposed to go to the Dollar Tree today before or after the party. So I'm hoping that he'll text me before he leaves and he'll maybe FaceTime the Dollar Tree for me. I need to get some stocking stuffers. I think I need some wrapping paper. I just really wanted to go myself. And Omicron, the new variant is scary. It is spreading across the country faster than I think anybody anticipated. It spreads faster than Delta, but it's not as deadly as Delta. That's what I hear, but who knows? I know I'm vaccinated, so even if I got it, I pray that it wouldn't be anything more than just a bad flu. But being immunocompromised, nobody knows. Some people who are immunocompromised, who have been fully vaccinated, get really, really terrible sickness, and some don't. So it really depends on the person. I only just started my immunotherapy up, so my immune system is still in the cellar, but hopefully it'll be better soon. And I hope that I hope that things continue to improve for the country. I know that a lot of people still are anti-vaccination. I don't know why. I will be honest with you. I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying doesn't make sense to me. Because science, I'm going to plug you guys in. I just got a warning. So science does not support the theories. And it makes me concerned that people that I love are letting naysayers enter their heads when they know, when technically I know they know better, because they're more educated than that. So it's just it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I don't want to be judgy, but it's like, I just want to be like, but you know better than that. You know better than that. I feel like you were taught better than to believe just anybody's anything, you know? But you have to walk in your own shoes. I pray every day for them. So that's really what's important. It's all I can do, really. I don't want to worry. I just have to pray every day that everybody takes care and is safe. And I just hope, I just hope everybody's okay and we survive this and we start to get back to whatever kind of new normal we have here. Yeah. In this global crisis. Yeah, that's it. Not to bring you down on the end of this vlog, but I love you guys. And remember, if nobody's told you today that you are loved, I love you. And you can always come here and hear how much you are loved. Really, I wouldn't be me without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. But listen, as always, you guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Meow.